guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we got a very interesting video. This is why hamburgers were illegal in Sweden. What are you talking about? Hamburgers were illegal in Sweden? How far back? We're going to learn about that in today's video. This is from a channel called Frank Alba. Yeah, link is in the description if you want to check it out without my reaction. But come back and watch it with me as well. Okay, let's go. By the way, this is a request from Bertil, so thank you so much, Bertil. Bertil is the king of requests on Buy Me Coffee. Let's go.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Are you ready for another deep dive?
Always. What are we getting into today?
Well, this time we're going on a culinary trip to Sweden.
Ah, Sweden. I'm assuming we'll be talking about their famous meatballs.
Everybody
Sweden
talks
is known
about
for
the
a lot more
meatballs.
than just meatballs. But that actually is kind of related to one of the cup.
And the second best thing they mention is IKEA. It's always meatballs and IKEA and ABBA. Meatballs, IKEA, and ABBA. It's always what, is mentioned when you speak about Sweden.
That's what we'll be looking at today.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
So we're going to be examining two very different stories from Swedish culinary history.
Okay.
First up, we've got the surprising history of hamburgers in Sweden.
Hamburgers. I wouldn't exactly think of hamburgers as Swedish cuisine.
And you're right, you wouldn't. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. And to contrast that, our second source is all about a lavish dinner party hosted by a famous Swedish architect back in the 17th century.
Wow, a 17th century dinner party. Now that sounds interesting.
So this is an extract from a podcast, isn't it?
I can only imagine the dishes they must have served back then. So what do these two seemingly unrelated stories have in common?
Well, you'll see. It's all about breaking the rules. But first, let's tackle those hamburgers. Get this. Hamburgers were once illegal in Swedish kiosks.
Whoa, 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 illegal. You're telling me hamburgers were actually against the law in Sweden?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
you heard that right. Back in the day, Swedish kiosks had these strict rules about what they could sell. They were pretty much limited to traditional stuff like hot dogs and meatballs.
To preserve
I wonder why.
local
Was there like
culinary.
a culinary purity movement going on or something?
It seems like there was a real push to preserve those traditional Swedish foodways.
That's what I said.
Maybe a bit of hesitation, perhaps even fear of American fast food culture creeping in.
I see. So when
Yeah.
did hamburgers finally break
And that
onto the scene
happened,
in
right?
Sweden?
Well, they first popped up in
McDee's.
1955 at an exhibition in Helsingborg. And get this, they even banned ketchup for a while.
No, ketchup.
Ketchup.
Oh, the humanity. But I can kind of see how ketchup, coming from America, might have been seen as a threat to their culinary traditions.
You got
Those.
it. So as you can imagine, those hamburgers at the exhibition caused quite a stir. People loved them. But there were still those pesky kiosk regulations.
Let me just say, these things here, I saw it for the first time in a German hot dog stand in a food market. And I was like, dude, those looks like, like a cow's teeth, if that's what you want to say. It's very smart, but at the same time, it's weird.
From America, might have been seen as a threat to their culinary traditions.
You got it. So
Hi,
as you can
Alex.
imagine, those hamburgers at the exhibition caused quite a stir. People loved them. But there were still those pesky kiosk regulations.
Ah, right. So how did hamburgers finally become legal?
Well, that's where our rule breaker comes in. A true rebel with a cause. His name was Eric Engström.
Eric Engström. All right, I'm all ears. Tell me about this guy.
So Engström owned a kiosk called Vegabaron in Haninge, and he was not about to let some silly rule stop him from selling those delicious hamburgers. So in 1957, he went ahead and put them on the menu.
I bet the authorities weren't too happy about that.
You bet they weren't. They showed up at his kiosk demanding to know what he thought he was doing.
So what did he do? I hope he didn't just back down.
Well, Engström was a
It was
pretty
a
clever
hamburger
guy. When they
protest.
confronted him, he simply said, "I'm not selling hamburgers, gentlemen. I'm selling flattened meatballs."
Huh. That's brilliant. He found a
smart.
loophole.
He sure did. Technically, meatballs were allowed. So he outsmarted the whole system with a simple name change. Genius, right?
Nice. Flattened meatballs on bread.
All right, so we've got this famous architect, Nicodemus Tessin the Younger, hosting a fancy dinner party for royalty back in the 17th
And that's how the
century.
smash burger
What can you
came
tell us
about.
about this guy?
Oh, Tessin was a big deal. I mean,
You
he
think so?
designed Stockholm Palace, so you can imagine his dinner parties were probably pretty impressive too.
I bet. And hosting royalty for dinner back then, that was like the ultimate honor, wasn't it?
But wait a second, guys. The Swedish meatball is so famous. That is so smart. Can you imagine if you take the Swedish meatball and you actually smash it, and it becomes a smashed meatball, a smashed, swashed, a smashed Swedish meatball sandwich. Does that exist? If it doesn't, make it happen. Smashed Swedish meatball sandwich. That is something that my mouth waters just thinking about it. Nice. That would be nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
It was an incredible opportunity to show off your wealth, your taste, you know, all that.
Right, like a look at me, I'm so cultured kind of thing.
Exactly. And it was a chance to make connections, impress the right people. So yeah, there was a lot of pressure to get it right.
I can only imagine. So what kind of food did they actually serve at these fancy dinners?
Well, think opulence. We're talking roasted meats like suckling pig, dove.
Dove. Like
Dove.
a bird, people ate doves.
Yep. It was considered a delicacy back then.
Was
Huh,
that a lizard?
interesting.
A small
What
baby
else?
Oh, and
crocodile?
get this, they even served swan.
Swan. Wow,
Swan.
that's next level.
Right. And Tessin, he was a sophisticated guy, big fan of Italian cuisine, so he probably incorporated ingredients like lemons, truffles, pasta.
Pasta. That's surprising. I wouldn't think pasta would be a thing in Sweden back then.
Well, Tessin had traveled extensively in Italy, so he was really influenced by their cuisine.
Nice.
And speaking of strange, what stood out to you as the most surprising or interesting fact from these stories?
I think for me, it's just that reminder that food is like never just about food, you know?
It's a reflection of history, culture, economics even,
Right.
politics. Like, you really can't separate food from the context it comes from.
Totally. I mean, whether we're talking about these like crazy elaborate swan feasts or, you know, a guy just trying to sell hamburgers.
Angstrom and this flattened meatballs.
Exactly. Every meal tells a story, doesn't it?
It really does. And it makes you think about our own food choices today, right?
Yeah. Like, what are the stories that our meals are telling?
Exactly. What we eat can be a statement about our values, our cultural background, like our beliefs about health and sustainability.
It's like we're all kind of culinary storytellers in a way.
Speaking
the
of
future
that,
of food.
speaking of culture and, values, did you guys see there was a march, a nationalist march here in London? People went out to protest and, kind of like an anti-immigration protest. And then they were filmed in a food stand buying Indian food, buying, immigrant food while wearing the flag and, just stopping by for some quick foreign lunch before or after going to the anti-immigration protest. It was just a funny scene to see. Man, it's like, you can go home, but leave your food here. It's like, come on. Oh, man.
Storytellers in a way, shaping the future of food with every meal.
I love that. So to wrap things up, let's leave our listeners with a question. What food rules or traditions would you like to break or challenge?
Good question. It could be anything, right?
Exactly. Maybe
Yeah, what food rules? I saw there was a rule, I think here in the UK, there's a law. It's an actual law that you can't handle salmon suspiciously, or you can't handle salmon in a suspicious way in public. You can actually go to jail if you handle salmon in a suspicious manner in public. Look it up. It's an actual law.
you've got like a secret family recipe that you want to give a modern twist.
Or maybe you're dreaming up a feast that would make even Nicodemus Tessin jealous.
Ooh, now that's a challenge.
No matter what it is, embrace that inner culinary rebel. See where it takes you.
No.
You never know. You might
What?
just spark the next.
That's not how you use the ost. How do you call it again? Ost. Ost. Help me out, Bertel. How do you call that? Help me out, guys. Where are the Norwegians? That's not how you use that, though, is it? Can you use it like that? Osthyvel. Osthivel.
See where it takes you. You never know. You might just spark the next food revolution.
Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Happy eating, everyone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so guys, this was a very interesting fact and such a nice bypass, because you can't sell hamburgers, but hey, you can sell smashed Swedish meatballs. Oh man, that's pretty cool. That is really nice. I would really like to have like a smashed Swedish meatball burger or sandwich. That would be nice. You would like to try Coca-Cola made from the original recipe? Yeah, that would be good. I think there's a place that actually does that, where I've seen it. I'm gonna look up a video. I've seen people do that. But I've heard the Mexican Coke is very good too. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. In any case, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to request videos, go over to Buy Me a Coffee. You can also watch full movie reactions, series, and shows on Buy Me a Coffee and on Patreon. Links are in the pinned comments, and click over here for more. I will see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.